Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And this morning, we have yet another amazing guest. We have Jeremiah Williams, who many of you know from our community. One thing that's different about this show, as you probably may have picked up on, is that we're not particularly interviewing gurus and people who are doing this business or running a business online already. We're interviewing people who have started their business as brand new people, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. In Jeremiah's case, he's been on the show a couple of times. He is from Oklahoma, and he is somebody who has an awesome story, a great family. He has grew his Instagram to over 260,000 followers. And we are really excited to have him back. Jeremiah, welcome back to the show, my friend.
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Good to see you, man. Now, you're from Oklahoma, but you got a Florida hat on. What's up with that, man?
Okay, so we're like, what do they call it? Snowbirds. So when it gets cold, we like to go to Florida, Pensacola, whenever it gets too cold around here.
Okay.
Pick up vacations like June and July. So
okay,
that's like my second home out there.
Love it. It's beautiful down here. And so, talk to us a little bit about, for those who don't know your story. Talk to us a little bit about why you got started in this in the first place, and when that was as well. Kind of what motivated you.
Definitely. So I got started with this back in actually May of 2022, and I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit inside of me. Just kind of give you a quick backstory. Like maybe in the past, I would say around 2014, I joined my first MLM, and was that, I'm not gonna say the company obviously, but that's when I got my first taste of being an entrepreneur, right? And it was awesome. And then obviously it just didn't work out for me. But I remember having an awesome experience of just being my own boss. And then of course life took over. I got married, had kids, and then it just kind of got suppressed because I had other responsibilities. But that drive and desire was always deep inside of me, and it didn't reappear until I would say May of 2022, and that's kind of when me and my wife were having financial issues, and I needed to find a different way to make money, and I didn't want to get a second job. Like I said, I was already missing out on time with my kids. I needed something different, so I came to the online space, and people were. Honestly, it was crazy. It's crazy how it happened. Like I was just seeing videos left and right on how people were coming to the online space, making money, and they were making life-changing income, right? And of course, I didn't really see it for myself. I just because I'm like, well, I mean, I've tried in the past. I've already burned bridges. Chasing people, having to wear buttons, going to cars, and putting. I've done all that. I'm just like, you know what? Maybe business isn't just for me. But it seems like I think God was saying, hey, you need to do this here. Listen, I'm trying to give you don't want to work a second job. I'm trying to give you an avenue here. So eventually, I this guy on YouTube. I can't remember his name. It was a while back. But I ended up taking the 15-day challenge when it was called that at the time. And that's why I learned how to do digital marketing from yours truly over here. And it blew my mind, okay? Because like I said, I did not know how to do this business at all, but it was phenomenal whenever you were able to break down all the things that honestly my friend, who actually is a network marketer, was doing to me, which I didn't realize he was doing. Like he had his own network marketing business. He had like the funnel, he had the email off, he had everything, and I didn't really care at the time. I didn't really know what he was doing, but whenever I took a challenge and you broke every single aspect of that business down, I'm like, ha! That's what he was doing to me the whole time. I became one of his leads. Oh my God. He's trying to sell me something, and he got my email. I know what he's trying to do now. So
Love that, man. Now look at you.
Right.
Look at you.
And I'm like, it's funny because years later he
actually list now, Jeremiah. How big's your email list?
Right, exactly. He actually came back and messaged me a couple months ago. He was asking about, because he saw my Instagram was built up one night. He was asking me some questions. I'm like, well, here's my funnel. If you want to check out what I'm doing, let me show you exactly how I did that here. So, so it was a pretty awesome moment for me. So, but
yeah, full circle, man, full circle. I love it. And now you're up at over a couple of 100,000 followers just on one platform.
Right.
How's life changed for you since you took that challenge back in, I think you said 2022?
Right, 2020.
How's life changed? How would you describe life being different now compared to before you started this?
If I had to describe one thing, it is I have hope, and I say hope because whenever I was back in November 2022, I'm sorry, May 2022. I had two options here. Either, well, at that time, I only thought I had one. It was basically get a second job. Like I said, I was already missing on time with my kids. I was already working a lot of hours. I'm just like, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. But I know when I now that I saw that other people were coming online and making money, I'm like, okay, though, this is an avenue that I can work with. But then once I started seeing success, that gave me hope, and I'm like, you know what? I can take this, and this could be my avenue to finally, finding the freedom that I'm looking for. So, if anything to describe my situation now from then, I am very hopeful because now I know that I have the skills to come to the online space and really change my life, my family situation. I know if something's not working, I know what I need to go back and do. I know how to create a product um, to well, I know how to create products and go into the marketplace and sell them, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So I know I have the skills now to really take advantage of the internet, and I think internet is a gold mine basically where you can go out there and you can really make some really good income once you learn the skills. So I describe my situation as hopeful.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure, and that's pretty dramatically different than the hopeless that you described
Absolutely.
coming in, and the financial challenges and the struggles and things of that nature. How important is it now? You're a father, correct?
Right. Father three.
How important is it for you now to, what is your goal in terms of teaching your kids about work and or entrepreneurship? Like, how has this changed how you think you will guide them in their journey to make money and provide for themselves?
So that is a really good question because when I first got started with this, it's all about, go make sure you go to school, learn the skills, and make sure you get yourself a great job. And honestly, obviously my teenagers into TikTok like most of the other kids were in, and I was always, like, bro, you need to get your head out of social media and start getting your head into those books and whatnot. But now that I've actually opened my eyes to what social media has and learned that these people doing these silly little dances are actually making twice my income, I'm just like, okay, well, listen, I don't want you. That is not, if you're going to do that, do it, learn the skills on how to monetize that and do it the right way, right? So
Us dads done switched it up, haven't we? Now, if you're gonna do that, now
right.
you learn it, boy.
Listen, you're going to do this, you're going to do this the right way. You're going to do the dance, you got to do the dance the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to put the hips into it. You know what I'm saying?
I know last week I was just telling you, get off that damn phone. But let's talk about this. If you're gonna do it right.
That's right. You do it right. All in.
I love that,
But
man.
it opens up another avenue for them. So, I mean, if they want to go to trade school, go to college, wherever they want to be, what I'm doing, digital marketer, they can do that, but learn how to do it. Don't just say I'm going to do it and just scroll. Like, learn how to do the stuff.
Yeah, and it helps us to not be such frustrated, because one day we're gonna be the boomers. Like right now we're millennials,
Right.
right? But one day millennials are gonna be the oldest guys, and it'll be helpful if any of you, I don't care if you're a millennial or a boomer or even younger, it's helpful to understand tech. It's helpful to understand what's going on. It's helpful to understand the state of the internet, the state of cryptocurrency, the state of, like, I mean, there's some crazy stuff happening
Oh, yeah.
out in the world right now in terms of just people making money. I mean, our president that's getting inaugurated today just launched a meme coin on Friday, and it's worth nearly $50 billion now of market cap.
Wow.
I mean, agree or disagree, crazy stuff's happening. The marketplace, the economy is opening up. It's being exploited, by all kinds of people in good ways and in bad ways, right? I mean, there's nothing illegal or wrong with making money, folks. It's not a moral thing. It's a requirement. It's a necessity.
It's definitely a mindset thing. I mean, because if people, don't know what you're doing, then they automatically think you're scamming them or trying to, just get in their wallet and stuff like that. It's just like, listen, you just learn the skills. Like, all you're doing is providing that product to somebody that's already looking for what you have. You're just placing it in front of them. So,
well, people are always going to think things are a scam or too good to be true. We just, in this industry, new entrepreneurs are not used to that, so it's hard, but people are saying it's too good to be true about all kinds of things. All kinds of things in the marketplace are too good to be true. um, it's a problem in terms of just how our society's been brainwashed to think that being an entrepreneur is a scam, or starting a business is a scam, or wanting to start a business in this country where entrepreneurship is all we have. And hate it or love it, capitalism is all we have. It's what's built this country. And in terms of, whether you like that a billionaire pays less or not, whatever, everybody has an opportunity to go out there and make a buck.
absolutely.
You got an opportunity to go out and make a buck, right? And it's the greatest country in the world. Whether you agree with who's in office or whether you agree with politics or whatever, I'm talking about opportunity. I'm talking about the O word, right? And this country has been about opportunity for a very long time, right? I mean, that's why people came to this country despite things that were going on here, because of the opportunity. They walked into danger. They came here when it was dangerous, when it was undeveloped, because of opportunity.
Absolutely.
And nowadays, this is the opportunity. This is what opportunity looks like. Now, opportunity can be many things. You got to know when to see it, when it's staring you in the face. But right now, with all of this stuff, people are going to look back. Our kids are going to look back at this generation in this time. And I really think that as they become adults, they're going to look at us and they're going to say, what did you do in the greatest wealth transfer of mankind?
Absolutely.
What were you doing?
What were you doing?
What were you doing when Bitcoin was at $1? Because that was only 9 years ago, friends.
So much. Gosh, I'm so mad that my head was in the clouds when that was the thing.
There's going to be a day, though, where we're all going to look back and say, yeah, Bitcoin was only $100,000 one day. Now, I'm not an advocate for Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, I don't own any. Right. So this is not about me trying to pitch Bitcoin. Full disclosure. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that I have my hands full with my opportunity that I'm grabbing.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, we don't know how long this is going to be. I mean, AI's taking over. A lot of different systems are taking place, which is basically, honestly, cleaning out our workforce. I mean, a lot of people are going to be out of jobs soon, and I'm just sitting here like, you have an opportunity right now to learn some skills where you can take advantage of AI and make some money, and change your family situation here. We don't know how long this is going to be around like this, but why not take advantage while it's here? So that's what.
Well, I mean, we will ruin everything. We do. Human beings do. We mine all the gold. We mine all the diamonds. We mine all the tourmaline. We mine all the emeralds. We dig up all the holes. Human beings. TikTok, for example, is just went through this thing of whether it's going to get shut down. I think it's going to be fine, but there was a huge opportunity during COVID with TikTok. It still exists, but the opportunities look different. You don't have to ride on horse and buggy across the country to buy picks and shovels to dig in the ground for something that you don't even know is there or not, and likely die on the way out there. Right. Now is all we have to do is we have to sit in the comfort of our own home. We have to, stop with the Netflix for a couple of minutes and in the snacking, and just be like, okay, let me be honest with myself for a second. I have to go and I can work from home and I can create content and build a business online, right? Or I can go out into the crazy world and I can go and try to get a job, right? Which it's like the opportunity, the playing field has been leveled. I mean, if you're honest with yourself, and I know it may feel like the camera is a saber-toothed tiger, but the point that I'm making here is that if you turn off the screens or the shows or the distractions and just start filming yourself and getting comfortable on camera, it could be the most valuable skill set that you ever develop, and you can earn while you learn.
Absolutely. I think I remember you saying this on a wake up show maybe a couple years ago. Like being able to speak on camera is basically $1 million skill to have. I feel like I remember you saying that. So
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's the modern day public speaking, but it's easier.
right,
It's easier. And what we do in this community with people is when we also give them an opportunity at our masterminds and so forth to speak on stage and grow right in front of us. Most of the time, this is the first time they're doing it. We have several speakers this weekend or this upcoming next weekend that are going to be in Austin, Texas at our mastermind that are going to be their very first time on stage. The mother and daughter duo that I had, Sandra and Brandy, I believe. I believe it'll be their first time on stage together. But getting on camera is definitely an easier transition, I think, than back in the day, Jeremy. I don't know if you've ever heard of Toastmasters, but there, you went cold right into public speaking.
a lot of still does that to this day. So yeah.
There was no buffer, bro. There was no internet buffer. It was you are going right from bed to in front of people. Where
Right.
here, it's like I just rolled out of bed 15 minutes ago, slept in a little bit today, and I'm sitting down here in the comfort of my sweatpants with a cup of coffee, public speaking.
Absolutely.
And you are too, bro.
Absolutely. It's not bad. Like, listen, people, as weird as it sounds, like whenever you're stuttering and you're looking crazy and and sometimes maybe you say a word or something, you're being relatable. Okay.
Yeah.
I've obviously gotten better, but I'm not really good at this sometimes, but I speak from the heart and I speak, what I try to share, try to inspire people with my story. I'm not here trying to act like I'm better than you because I've been doing this for almost over 2 years and I've had success. Like I'm here to be relatable. Like, listen, I look good from the waist up. Okay, I'm wearing sweatpants too, but I got a nice shirt on. But I'm just saying, listen.
Don't stand up.
No, exactly. I was like, make sure to
tuck your shirt into your underwear. I mean, it's happened. I mean, especially over COVID, dudes were not used to it. They were putting on their jackets and then standing up to go to the bathroom. They're in their underwear. I mean, it's like, let me get used to this life. This is too good to be true.
Right.
So, how's your family done with all of this? How has your home life changed, and how do you get work done in your home with 4 other people there?
So so time management has definitely been a struggle of mine. I'll be honest, because once again, I do have 3 kids. I do have a wife, and I think finding that balance between family and business has something I've been working on. And I'll be honest, I'm still working on that because sometimes I go all in. I'm gonna go all in, and sometimes my wife's like, "Hey, listen, we haven't had a date night in a while. Like, listen, so put the camera down and let's go." You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely been a balance, but I think my kids, they're obviously used to it by now. My teenager, at first, he was like, "Come on, Dad, like, what are you doing? You're embarrassing me on social media dancing," because me and my wife did like a trend or something for one of our videos. But I think he's I think he's inspired. At least if I can just kind of read him a little bit, he's inspired because he knows that we actually took this seriously, and now that he also sees that we're being successful with it, that it gives him an avenue to go in because school may not be in his down path, but may not be a path for his. And like I said, now that my mindset has changed, this opens up another avenue if you wanted to come online and be a digital marketer and whatnot. Yeah. But it's been good. It's been a balance. It's definitely, it takes a lot of work, a lot of communication with my spouse, and and also make sure that I spend time with my kids and know when to shut down. So
yeah,
it's not gonna have to.
It's nice though to be working on something that's benefiting your family instead of only benefiting you, though, right? And that is one of the things that always gave me some solace and some peace during those times where I was feeling guilty about overworking and, just having bad balance and work boundaries, which I've had throughout my entire career. You know what I mean? 15, 16 years of doing this, I've had bad or unbalanced like work-life balance, but it's because I said no to a lot of nights out with friends. I said no to a lot of social gatherings. I said no to a lot of nights out bar hopping or whatever people were doing, right? When I'm sitting at home, you know, basically sober on a Friday night working on my business. You know what I mean? Which has become a norm for me now, and I love it. And you know, it's I love to hear that your kids are inspired. They are. I guarantee you, even if they don't vocalize it. I'd love to have a dad. I'd love to have a dad like you, right? I think everybody would, man, to so articulate and caring, and also willing to be wrong. I love that about you. Like you were telling your son before, like, yo, but then you switched it up. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you're gonna do that, you know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
like that, bro. Like, you're such a good dad for that. And them watching you do this is so powerful.
Well, I want them all to be successful, and I went to college. That was for me, and that's what worked out. That's what worked out for me. Does that mean I'm happy? Because I had a really good paying job. I mean, was I happy? No, I was not happy. I mean, I was just for those who know, I was a VA rep and I was serving our nation's finest. And although the job I was doing was very admirable, I was not happy inside.
Mhm.
This is I didn't feel fulfilled because this is not in my core what I wanted to do with my life. So if I have an opportunity to direct my kids to doing something that really inspires them that really inspires them and gets them happy and motivated in the morning, then I'm gonna help direct them in that. So their path does not have to be my path.
Yeah.
So
And our example is the biggest teacher anyways. I feel like even my example of what I do as an entrepreneur is more important than what I teach,
right,
right? Like that's just how I think. And I think that's something that all of us parents need to remember, is that even if we feel frustrated in kind of communicating with our kids, we can take peace in knowing that they are watching,
right,
that they can't unsee. And even if we've made mistakes in the past, what you're doing today is what matters the most, because all people make mistakes, and there's no handbook to how to provide for yourself and make a living. I mean, yeah, college is the handbook, but that's $50,000, $75,000, $100,000, 4 years, internships, yada yada. So yeah, excuse me, there is a handbook on how to make money, but it's at a very hefty fee.
empty feed, and I'm the one that's covering it, right? Because he doesn't have a job, so
Sure, exactly. And so, for those of us with small kids and older kids, man, keeping our promises to ourselves. These are the little things that matter the most. Doing what you say you're going to do, following through with a business when it gets hard, not giving up, but because your kids see all of that inside of the house, they feel your energy. But to man, what a beautiful opportunity to teach them something so powerful, a life lesson, without even saying anything, just having them watch you go through it. And I'm speaking to all of us on that. We're all in that together. But I think it starts with keeping your promises to yourself, and in gaining your own respect, right? Because when you respect you, others respect you.
that speaks so loud to me because I literally got the reason I got started with this business. I didn't even tell y'all even the whole full story. We ain't got time for all that. But back in May, I took a challenge. I did not start this business to November. Okay, I did not start to November because once again, I got excited, and then once that excitement kind of died down, I just kind of sat on it. And then it wasn't until another event in my life happened that forced me to come back to what I learned in Legendary. I was like, you know what? Okay. I remember asking myself here, and this is going to ring in my head probably for the rest of my life because this is what changed basically the whole trajectory of my life. I told myself, what would happen to my life if I actually kept my commitments and actually stuck with something I actually started? And I said, I wanted to find out what would that look like? What would that look like, And then here we are 2 years later.
I mean, I just think we all ought to ask ourselves that question. You know what I mean? Say it again.
What would my life look like if I actually kept my commitments and actually did what I said what I was going to do and not quit? for once in my life, because everything I tried, from network marketing to MLMs to whatever thing I started, even with my weight loss, I would start strong and then something would happen to derail me and I would stop. And I was sick and tired of this. I'm like, what would happen if I just stuck it out, even when it, for lack of better words, sucked, just kept on going? What would happen? Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
You done found out.
I found out, and you know what? It inspires me, because I'm like, you know what? I know now that when I keep my commitments to myself, the good things are gonna happen. So that's why when I'm on my lives, when I speak in my video content, I keep telling people, your why has got to be strong. Your commitment to yourself has got to be strong. Okay. Keep your promises to yourself.
Yeah, because I mean, my kid could piss me off. My wife could piss me off. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this shit for you. Why am I sitting here doing all this for all y'all when you're not even grateful for it?
Right.
Some toxic dad behavior. But I'm just saying, we could think it too, right? We could also think, I thought some shit. So it's like, you're right. I got to be doing this for me, because no matter what happens around me, I have to have that commitment to myself be the priority. That's got to be number one. And I got to be willing to hurt feelings even. I mean, we were talking about that work-life balance and some of those boundaries. I got to be willing to say, no, I have to finish this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to see this through, even if you don't like it or even if you don't agree with it. And that's where I think you said communication earlier is key. It really is. It's like a lot of times we just expect the world to sort of, mold to our dreams and desires.
Well,
it's
good.
Start a business, so everybody in the house should change. And it's like, well, hey, I'm also going to be conscious of you guys, because I'm doing this, even though you may not get it.
I made a commitment to her as I made a commitment to my business. So it goes both ways. So that's why that commitment is key. So,
man, it's like, this is what I'm doing for me. And I think sometimes also, as we become adults, we become parents, become grandparents, everybody and everything else becomes the priority. And we end up getting left, or those of us humans that are doing this end up getting left feeling like, I really do everything for everybody else, but don't do anything for myself. And, there's nothing worse than somebody who's a victim inside of a problem that they created.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Right. So we can't allow ourselves to be that. Right. So it's like, hey, look, this is something that I said I was going to do. I'm going to follow through with it. And that goes down to even some of the smallest things. Friends, I see a lot of y'all buy the challenge, don't even log in. And even more buy the challenge and don't finish. So, I mean, let's keep it basic. I mean, we're not even talking about first and foremost about following through and becoming rich and successful. Let's start with just finishing something that you bought, right? Let's use it. And obviously, that goes for me too. I'm not unhuman. I've bought shit, not used it too, but not this stuff. It's too valuable.
Right.
This has become my obsession over the last 15 years. And as a result, there's been really no negative consequences of it.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's just for life. When you put the hard work in, good things are going to happen. Doesn't mean like it may not happen right away, but if you continue to work out, you continue to eat correctly, you continue to follow whatever your plan is, you're going to lose weight. Okay. But potato chips, I mean, you can only guarantee yourself one thing. You're going to gain weight and you're going to probably have health issues down the road. So, I mean, anything you do in life, that's what I tell people. Hard work, there's always going to be hard work is always going to be rewarded.
Sure, man. Sure. But like I said, there's no consequences to it. Like for a lot of things, man, there's a consequence. And for my journey here inside of entrepreneurship, particularly the type of entrepreneurship that I chose, because remember, friends, all entrepreneurship is not equal. Now, I could have chose a business that I started. I got to be on the road 300 days, knocking on doctors' doors because I'm trying to sell them something or whatever. I don't want to be in that business in 2025. I don't want to be in that business. Okay. I don't want to be a traveling salesman. I don't want to be a traveling marketer. I don't want to be a public speaker going around doing events all over the country, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. So I've found in what we have here is a business and skill sets that allow you to, that have allowed me to build a business with virtually, no consequences to my my personal life or my children or anything like that. I went through a divorce. It wasn't because of my business. It
Mm,
wasn't because of my business. It was because of other things,
right.
right? So my business has not affected me negatively,
Right.
nor have I seen anybody start a business. And that's a rare thing. That's a rare thing that you start something. I mean, even if you go to the NFL, you got a really good chance of getting hurt, man. You
Yep.
got a really good chance. You're making a lot of money, but you got a really good chance of getting hurt.
Absolutely.
In here, you look pretty. You don't look hurt, dog. I know I'm not hurt.
No, not at all.
My body's. I'm ready to go work out. As a matter of fact, I mean, I'm feeling great. It's because this is what I have to do. It's not physically hard. It's mentally hard to push through the basic stuff that we should have learned and mastered in elementary school, which is not worrying about what people think and stop being so scared of rejection.
And that's going to be the big thing when people when in this business is working on your mindset. When I first got started with this, I was like, I'm trying to make money. Well, who cares about my mindset, right? So, but I learned 2 weeks in because I wanted to quit 2 weeks in because I was not seeing the results I wanted. That I realized how important mindset is. Putting the correct stuff, the correct kind of personal development into your mind, linking up with people to encourage you, a community like Legendary to people to inspire you and lift you up because it kind of feels like you're alone on this journey sometimes. And when you don't have that support around you, but also whenever you're not seeing the success that somebody else is having that comparisonitis, I'm guilty, and I still have that to this day. I don't like that I have it, but I still do. But having people to say, "Hey, you're okay. You're on the right track. Just keep pushing. Listen, this is not passive income. This is something that you got to show up every day." I haven't even got to that topic yet. I don't know if we're gonna talk about that today, but that's all right. But just being around a community that's going to inspire you to keep going. Like
Man.
that in your millionaire mindset that entrepreneurship is not for everybody. And I remember I said this on the last time I was on here. The line that you said that you're going to outlast everybody. That's always been my inspiration. I'm going to outlast everybody in this industry. And sure enough, a lot of marketers that I started with this back in 2022 who dropped off because things got hard. I'm like, bro, I'm hitting here for the long run here.
Come on, man. You see me and what I've been through just in the last year, bro.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like it's about really outlasting people for sure. I'm glad you brought that up. And that was really just something that I got from, Survivor, man. Like the show is it's not like it wasn't particularly an original thought. It was just like thinking about what really does it take to outlast somebody or to survive. And it's, they say outwit, outplay, and outlast on that show. And, in some ways, that's true in life and business too. But the most important thing more important than outwitting and outplaying is outlasting. I mean, if you suck at playing the game of Survivor, but you outlast all the way to the end, then you've won. So that's the most important. You could have outwitted, but not outlast, and you're not there anymore. So the most important thing about any business is keeping the doors open as long as it's not financially burying you to do so. And keeping the doors open gives you a chance to get lucky again. Now, how do I define luck? It's when preparation meets opportunity. And by keeping the doors open, you give yourself a chance to take advantage of a new opportunity and therefore, quote, get lucky, right? But it was all just because you stuck in the game. And I knew even as, in my career, there's been tough years. And, there is a tendency to want to quit. That is normal to think that and feel that, to be like, well, maybe, yeah, like I don't want to do this anymore. Or maybe, but that's a feeling, right? That's a feeling, and feelings are not facts. And I can't run my business based on feelings.
Right.
I got to run my business based on, intellect and logic. And so here we are, man. And here you are, and it looks damn good on you. And your confidence has grown incredibly, over the last, even since I've talked to you last, man, it looks really good on you. Like this whole I'm just so happy for you and your family. And what's your final piece of advice today? Obviously, there's a lot of things that we could talk to people about, but I want you to say something around mindset, something else. What else can somebody be thinking about? Or what is something that I love how you brought up the outlasting thing. Like, what else is something that really has stuck with you that you could pass along to somebody else? It's like, hey, here, this has helped me. You take it.
Let's see. My gosh, so many things. Learn how to be relatable to people. Okay. In your content, we're moving to a world. I don't know if you got, I'm sure you guys see it in your feeds. A lot of AI, and it honestly looks realistic. Okay.
Totally.
How to be authentic and relatable. One thing that really hurt my business starting off was I was trying to copycat everybody else, and I had success with it, but in the long run, it really hurt my business because I lost who I was, but also it didn't make. I was not able to set my customers were not able to separate me from anybody else. Like, what makes you different than Joe down the street over here? I'll just buy from him if you're doing the same exact thing he's doing. So learning to show up in your business and being relatable and being authentic. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes that type of content does not go viral, and that's okay. But it's going to bring the right people to your business, and the right people are going to, connect with you, and they're going to buy from you. Okay. I know a lot of people like to copy viral videos because it pushes their stuff out more. But in the long run, if you want to be here be here, 5 or 10 years now, being able to be authentic, coming online and telling your story and relating to people who are probably going through the exact same thing that you're going is going to be your best bet. Okay. And it's a shame that I learned that late, but the fact is I learned it. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, such great advice, man. And you have such an amazing story and awesome energy, and you are relatable. And it's been it's been a huge breakthrough for me too, to kind of let go of that perfectionism and that comparisonitis. I didn't come up. That actually is where David Sharpe invented comparisonitis. That's in my dictionary, not anybody else's, just in case anybody was wondering. Somebody's looking in the dictionary right now going, the fuck did he just say? Is that really a word? No, that's a Sharpeism. But it's because I suffered with it. It's not like because I'm so smart that I invented the term. It's because I've suffered with it and still do from time to time. It's a human condition, man. And I am so human. I am so human. There is nothing non-human about me. And the relatability factor too. It's like, just sit down in front of your computer and just get comfortable with the camera. Just make best friends with the camera. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about the background. I sat down today and it's like all blown out and shit. I'm still waiting for my office to get put back together from the floods that happened here in 2024. But I make it work, and you show up every day, and no matter how you look or how you're dressed or how much time you had to get ready, you show up, because what's most important is, as you said, outlasting. And how do you outlast? You got to keep showing up. Lasting means that you were there every day, and you can look back and see that you've been there every day. And people today need to be able to see that. They need to be able to look back and see that you got some history. That's how they validate that you are real. They watch a few of your videos. They don't just watch the one. And so it's important that we just come across as genuine and authentic and wanting to help. And if you do that more so than wanting to look cool, perfect, pretty, yada, yada, you'll have a lot more success. After all, look at Jeremiah and I. I mean, we're not, come on. This is obviously not a beauty contest, for Christmas sakes.
Now, and people are watching. I want to say, like, you may not have any kind of engagement or any kind of activity going on, but people are behind the scenes. They are watching. I know someone reached out to me and said, hey, listen, I've been following you for almost a year. And I'm finally ready to take this journey. I feel like you're relatable, you're authentic. And I'm like, let's go, man.
Yeah.
So just stick around, just keep working, keep grinding. It's going to happen. Okay.
It was a pleasure to catch up with you, brother. My best to you and your whole family. Happy 2025.
Yes, happy 2025. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Legendary. I'll talk to you really soon. Okay. Thanks for your time today.
Yes. Take care.
All right. See you, Jeremiah. All right, my friends, you can find and follow Jeremiah at Make Money with _Jeremiah. Okay, spelled exactly how it sounds. Jeremiah. Make money with underscore Jeremiah. Love that guy. Great talking to him and catching up. And he's been active in our community and real helpful and is always there to give back. And that's what this is really all about. That's the community that we want to create here. It's a community that I want to be a part of because I need help sometimes too. I need feedback sometimes too. Couple of quick announcements or housekeeping items. As you know, the most epic mastermind in online marketing is happening in Austin, Texas, January 31st through February 2nd. There is still a couple of tickets available, and you can grab one at legendarymarketer.com/enroll. Once you grab your ticket, you'll also get all the hotel information. There's still rooms. It's crazy to still be able to get a room, but you can't. legendarymarketer.com/enroll. Meet us in Austin, Texas. If you can get there for this mastermind, it'll be life-changing, and it'll be a breakthrough point most likely for your business for reasons that are going to be unique to you. But just being in the room, of course, learning and networking, meeting, talking, seeing with your own eyes other people who are successful, realizing that it's not you, it's just what you're doing. And when you change that slightly, you start getting a different result. You'll see that so clearly in person. And I can't wait to be a part of that awareness and that breakthrough for you. And so meet us in Austin, Texas. If you have any questions, of course, reach out. You can always email me at dave@legendarymarketer.com. If you have a question, you can email support@legendarymarketer.com. General question. You could even email events@legendarymarketer.com. We're all there to help you, to answer your questions, and of course, to be there to meet you, greet you, and welcome you into our mastermind event in Austin, Texas. It's going to be a great time for real. Second, we're offering free accountability coaching calls. If you want one, email me at dave@legendarymarketer.com. We have an awesome accountability mentorship program, and it may be for you, it may not. That's fine. Mentorship is important. We put a lot of emphasis on it. A mentorship can be one-to-one. It can be you watching somebody through a video, of course, virtual, digital, far away mentors. Nothing more powerful than one-on-one mentorship and accountability coaching. So if you want a free session to get some tips and to get some insight, maybe you feel stuck, maybe you want some feedback on your business plan, maybe you want to try to narrow and clarify who your niche is, who your target customer. Our mentors can help you with that. They are trained and experienced in all of our material. They've utilized it. They're students of it themselves. They've taught it. They've coached it. And so email me at dave@legendarymarketer.com and I'll set you up. I'll literally email and CC one of my coaches in, and we'll get you set up with a free accountability coaching call and try to help you out however we can. Our goal is for you to use the education and get results with it. All right, my friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode of Wake Up Legendary. Thanks again to Jeremiah for an awesome episode. You can find him on Instagram at makemoneywith_Jeremiah. And for the rest of you, get out of here. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Peace.